No one could be prouder of his boys than I am of you guys.
Only the Brave. You know, when I think about it, the title of this movie is perfect. I couldn't think of anything better than that. My name is Brandon Keith Avery, and this is just my opinion. I want to thank you very much for tuning in to my opinion/review for Only the Brave by Sony Pictures. I really do appreciate it. But before I get into the review, please help your boy out. Go ahead and click that subscribe button. Click that bell so you can be notified, and go ahead and give me that thumbs up. Let's see if we can get this video to 100 likes. Now, Only the Brave is being put out by Sony. This is based on a true story of the Granite Mountain hotshot firefighters. And before I even get into the review, again, I just want to just let everybody know I have such a high respect for men and women around the world that fight fires. I mean, that is just like so dope to me. Like, I respect all of you. Thank you so much for what you do, for putting your life on the line. I mean, you don't have to, you're risking your life for strangers, running into burning buildings or burning forests or burning whatever, not knowing if you're going to live or die. And I respect this. So all the men and women out there that have sacrificed, thank you very much. Now, this is based on a true story that happened a number of years ago. I didn't know much about this story until the trailers came out, and I did react to it. If you would like to see my reaction, go ahead and subscribe to my channel and just look at my videos. It is there. Unfortunately for me, a-hole did ruin the ending for me. They probably just assumed that they know I didn't know the ending of it, because they ruined the ending for me, you know, in my reaction video. But I'm not going to do that for you. But this cast right here, or before I talk about the cast, let me talk about the director. It's being directed by Joseph Kosinski. He did Tron Legacy that came out in 2010, which was a sequel to the 80s version. And I was pretty disappointed with that film, other than the soundtrack by Daft Punk, I believe. Soundtrack was lovely. I mean, like, seriously, back in the day when I was working out, it's been a while, that was something that did give me kind of pumped when I was running or in the gym or whatever. Great soundtrack. He also did Oblivion, which had Tom Cruise a few years after that, and I really did like that film. Not too many other people did. It wasn't the best thing in the world, but I enjoyed it. And now he is doing Only the Brave, and for the most part, he knocked this film out of the park. The cast is phenomenal. You got Josh Brolin, you got Jeff Bridges, you got Miles Teller, you got Jennifer Connelly, and you also have Taylor Kitsch. And the acting from all these prominent actors and actresses is just top notch. It's from the very first frame of this movie, you get a sense of love and family. Like, these guys really do love in each other to death on this fire team. And I really also love the relationship between Jeff Bridges, and this is a true story, like I said, but not Jeff Bridges, but Josh Brolin and Jennifer Connelly's role in this film. They are a married couple, and they felt like a real married couple. I've never been married before, but my parents have been married for a long time, and all the bickering that, you know, goes on back and forth, that was on the forefront of this picture. And I really did like it. I really did appreciate it. There was a real deep sense of realism to their relationship, and when they're going through what they're going through. And, you know, I don't blame them. I mean, like, I was just sitting there myself like, yeah, I mean, this just seems so real. And, you know, they're bringing it to life, you know, with their acting. And, you know, it was great. Like I said, all the other actors was great as well. They all come from different walks of life. And like I said, I really did feel a good sense of camaraderie between these firemen, and, well, there wasn't any fire women in this. But I really did get a good sense of, you know, the camaraderie that they had, the bond that these men had, you know, between each other. I also did learn a lot about fighting fires. I've never fought a fire before, but towards the beginning of the film, it was so cool. They had, like, I guess this took place in Arizona. There also was some firemen that came out of California. I believe Josh Brolin's role, he's playing someone named Eric Marsh. I think he said he was from Carolina or South Carolina. I could be wrong. Maybe he was just making a reference to something else. But what was cool about it in Arizona, I guess they just have this set up to where if you have a pool and, you know, firemen and women, they want to come borrow some water, they had like a helicopter come with like a giant vacuum and suck the water out the pool and just kind of go off. And this is not really a spoiler, but as they was doing it, the owner of the house just came outside and was like, saluting the people in the helicopter and kind of gave them a thumbs up, like, yeah, go ahead, take as much water as you need. And I just really do like that, the humanity that was in that scene like that, just like, look, we're in this together. I know you're going to take good use of my water. It is yours, have it, do what you can to save lives. And I really did like that. I mean, like, it was a strong sense of camaraderie and love. And there was just also a great sense of humanity as well. And the bond between the firemen was just great. I love how honest they were, with each other, and the way they portrayed that on screen was splendid. It was spectacular. I did learn a little bit about fires, and then the way they fight fires, and it was just so cool how you had different people doing different things, and you had your lookout and you had the people over here, but the lookout, they just would sit there on a hill, on a mountaintop, and just stare at the fire, sometimes for just a few minutes, sometimes for hours, for days, and try to predict where it's going to go. And that can be very hard to predict with unforeseen weather, especially when you have a bunch of wind going around. I mean, the fire can be blown any way. But for the most part, it just always seemed like they had a plan or a backup plan or a contingency plan to fight these fires. And of course, you had to deal with egos and, different personalities like that, and people got into it. But that's just normal, and it just really did feel like real people, on screen. I did not see an actor in Josh Brolin or Jennifer Connelly. I felt like these were the real people because they just were just doing such a great job on screen, putting this together. Something that I wish would have been explained a little bit better from a layman like myself that just doesn't understand how you can fight fires, because sometimes they were actually like lighting fires, and they had like torches with gas and stuff like that. They were lighting fires to, fight the fire. Of course, I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't know what I'm doing. So I'm not going to sit here and say that's stupid. Why are you doing that? I'm not a professional. So I'm sure they had a valid reason for, doing these actions with lighting fires with their torches. But as someone that just didn't know much about it, I was sitting there kind of confused. I mean, another tactic that they used, of course, was they would draw lines in the sand or the dirt or whatever. And that made sense to a degree for me. But at the same time, this is a true story. It's not like a movie. So I was sitting there, I was like, well, it really wouldn't make sense if somebody just came in a white coat and just explained everything to somebody. I mean, that's just not logical. They could have stressed the truth a little bit, but I was just kind of sitting here like, okay, maybe they just don't have an opportunity to do that. I mean, even if they had a new recruit coming in and they were just trying to fight fires, they could have had a scene like, okay, we fight fires like this because of this and da 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 da. But at the same time, given the situation, no, these are like elite firemen, so they're not just gonna, bring someone in off the street that doesn't know anything. And actually, they did do that, but with Miles Teller's character, but I don't know. I mean, I was just kind of confused. Like, okay, why are they doing that? There was also a great sense of danger in the film. I did, feel like, okay, man, are they going to live? Or are they going to die? I don't know. This is going to be a happy ending. And whether it is or isn't, I'm not going to say. You're just going to have to see the movie for yourself, because I just don't like spoiling movies for people. And also the soundtrack or the score for this movie was great too. It was very moving and it fit well within the rest of the picture. Just another gripe that I had, the transition of time to me was just a little bit sloppy towards the beginning of the movie, not towards the end of the movie. I mean, they were able to provide subtitles with, 3 months later, 9 months later, 3 years later, etc. But towards the beginning, I was I really wasn't a fan of the transition of time. It did come across a little confusing for me. But overall, guys, I went to go see this with my mother. And, we try to catch movies together, at least once a month, something like that. And she wasn't really wanting to see the film at first. But afterwards, she was, in tears. Not in tears, but, little sniffles and a little teardrop here and there. And she's like, Brandon, thank you so much. I do recommend you, I do appreciate you recommending, man, I can't talk, this movie to me. I didn't want to see it at first, but I am so glad I saw it. So that's just a testament of how good the movie is, because it really is good. It really is one of the better films, not the best, not remotely, I won't say the best. That review comes up next. But it is one of the better films of the year. If I had to rate Only the Brave, out of a 1 out of 10, I would easily give this a 9 out of 10. Yes, a 9 out of 10. But guys, that's just my opinion. Have you seen, I forgot the name of the movie, Only the Brave? Do you want to see it? Wait a minute, why am I forgetting the name of the movie? Only the Brave, yeah. Do you want to see it? I mean, do you not want to see it? Have I turned you on? Have I turned you off? Do you agree with me or do you disagree with me? Let me know in the comment section below. Let's get this conversation going and keep it flowing. If you like this video, go ahead and give me the thumbs up. And if you don't like the video, that's perfectly fine. Just leave me a comment below why and still give me the thumbs up. Since you're watching this video on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Get all the content that I have to provide. Also click the bell so you can be notified when I do make uploads. You can also go to my website, check me out there, bookmark it. I do have written reviews too. And also guys, look me up on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. All that good stuff, and I really made it's at the bottom of your screen, and I also made it even easier because I provided a link to all that good stuff down in the description box below. But guys, I just want to thank you again for tuning in to my opinion/review for Only the Brave by Sony Pictures, starring Josh Brolin, Jeff Bridges, Jennifer Connelly, Miles Teller, and Taylor Kitsch, directed by Joseph Kosinski. And before you go guys, don't forget that my name is Brandon Keith Avery, and that's just my opinion. Peace.